Let me ask you, in terms of that kid in the garage or those couple of kids in the garage, what advice would you give to them if they want to start a new social network or a business? What advice would you give to somebody with a big dream and a young startup?
To me, you have to choose to do something that even if it fails, like it was so fun, right? Like we never started Instagram knowing it was going to be big. We started Instagram because we loved photography. We loved social networks. I had seen what other social networks had done, and I thought, maybe we did a spin on this. But like, nowhere was our fate predestined. Like it wasn't written out anywhere that everything was going to go great. And I often think the counterfactual, like, what if it had not gone well? I would have been like, I don't know, that was fun. We raised some money, we learned some stuff, and does it position you well for the next experience? That's the advice that I would give to anyone wanting to start something today, which is like, does this meet with your ultimate goals? Not wealth, not fame, none of that, because all of that, by the way, is bullshit. Like, you can get super famous and super wealthy, and I think generally those are not things that, again, it's easy to say with like a lot of money that somehow like it's not good to have a lot of money. It's just, I think that complicates life enormously in a way that people don't fully comprehend. So I think it is way more interesting to shoot for, can I make something that people love, that provides value in the world, that I love building, that I love working on, right? That's what I would do if I were starting from scratch. And by the way, like in some ways that I will do that personally, which is like choose the thing that you get up every morning. You're like, I love this, even when it's painful.
Even when it's painful. What about a social network specifically? If you were to imagine, put yourself in the mind
I
of
don't wanna
some.
compete against myself. I can't give out ideas.
Okay, I got you. No, but like high level, you
I'm
like
joking.
focus on community.
Yeah.
I mean,
I said that as a half joke. In all honesty, I think these things are so hard to build that like ideas are a dime a dozen. But
like you have talked about keeping it simple,
can I tell you
which is a liberating idea.
My model is
Yes.
it's three circles and they overlap. One circle is what do I have experience at / what am I good at? I don't like saying what am I good at because it just like seems like what do I have experience in, right? What can I bring to the table? What am I excited about is the other circle. What's just super cool, right? That I want to work on because even when this is hard, I think it's so cool. I want to stick with it. Mm-hmm. And the last circle is like, what does the world need? And if that circle ain't there, it doesn't matter what you work on because there are a lot of startups that exist that just no one needs or very small markets need. But if you want to be successful, I think if you're good at it, if you're good at it, if you're passionate about it and the world needs it. I mean, this sounds simple, but not enough people sit down and just think about those circles and think, do these things overlap? And can I get that middle section? It's small, but can I get that middle section? I think a lot about that personally.
And then you have to be really honest about the circle that you're good at and really honest about the circle that the world needs. And I suppose really honest about the passion. Like, what do you actually love?
Yeah.
As opposed to like some kind of dream of making money, all those kind of stuff. Like, literally love doing.
I had a former engineer who decided to start a startup. And I was like, are you sure you want to start a company versus like join something else? Because being a coach of an NBA team and playing basketball are two very, very different things. Mm-hmm. And like, not everyone fully understands the difference. I think you can kind of do it both. And I don't know, jury's out on that one because like they're in the middle of it now. So, but it's really important to figure out what you're good at, not be full of yourself, like truly look at your track record. What's the saying? Like, it ain't bragging if you can do it. But too many people are delusional and like think they're better at things than they actually are, or think there's a bigger market than there actually is. Just when you confuse your passion for things with a big market, that's really scary, right? Like, just because you think it's cool doesn't mean that it's a big business opportunity. So like, what evidence do you have? Again, I'm a strict rationalist on this. And like, sometimes people don't like working with me because I'm pretty pragmatic about things. Like I'm not Elon. Like, I don't sit and make bold proclamations about visiting Mars. Like, that's just not how I work. I'm like, okay, I want to build this really cool thing that's fairly practical, and I think we could do it, and it's in this way. And what's cool though is like, that's just my sweet spot. I'm not like, I can't with a straight face talk about the metaverse. I can't. It's not me.
What do you think about the Facebook renaming
And I
itself to
didn't mean
Meta?
that as a dig. I just literally
I
mean
know.
like, I'm fairly, I like to live in the next 5 years, and like, what things can I get out in a year that people will use at scale? And so it's just, again, those circles I think are different for different people, but it's important to realize that like market matters, you being good at it matters, and having passion for it matters.